Are you ready to take the last shot that could completely change your financial future? We live in a time when the international scene seems to go off the rails every single day. Rising tensions between global powers, controversial economic decisions being made in Washington, unexpected swings in world stock markets. While most people watch frozen with fear about tomorrow, small groups take advantage of the chaos to make huge leaps in wealth. And the truth is, the rules of the game have never been this volatile, but that's exactly where the greatest financial opportunities of this decade are hiding. If you feel a growing restlessness noticing changes happening, but don't know how to use them in your favor, this video is your map. Get ready, because I'm going to show you, in a practical and realistic way, how to spot chances that appear right in the eye of the storm, protecting and growing your wealth even when the world seems to be on fire outside. Stick with me, because until the very last second you'll get present-day examples, tips you'd never see on open TV, and a practical script to take action today, while the window is still open. Before planning any serious financial move, it's essential to understand where all these instabilities come from. The American economy is being pressured by both external and internal factors: protectionist policies impacting world trade, disputes over technological and energy leadership, trade wars, stubborn inflation, and of course uncertainty about the true power of the US in the global arena. This creates volatility and unpredictability not just in the big markets, but directly in your pocket and investment decisions. While the news stirs up public fear, there's a predictable pattern. Every season of high tension tends to open doors to new segments, often not the obvious ones. Logistics, defense, clean energy, sectors linked to automation and digitalization often emerge as winners in chaotic situations. But how do you know where to step without repeating the mistakes of those who just follow trends? You need a critical eye, an understanding of cycles, and above all, the courage to act differently. And that's how you'll learn to spot the real openings in this movement. Have you ever felt afraid looking at your bank statement and realizing your money seems to shrink every month while everything gets more expensive? You're not alone. Many Americans aged 35 to 55, experienced professionals in the market, feel the same anxiety. Protecting wealth has never seemed so fragile. Easy promises of quick enrichment have given way to distrust. There's no perfect manual for facing crises, but there is a huge difference between those who freeze and those who act. That difference comes down to the ability to filter information, spot real dangers, and turn things around, even in unfavorable scenarios. In today's video, I'll show you how these everyday fears can actually be transformed into fuel for learning that brings real returns. Pay attention. Whoever thinks there's only loss is mistaken. The real opportunities almost always show up when most people are playing defense. If there's one certainty in the financial market, it's that the biggest fortunes are made, not preserved, during periods of chaos. In every major crisis and transformation, those who acted with method and vision achieved extraordinary results. And with geopolitical changes, it's the same. While crowds run away from falling assets, a few calmly analyze and snap up discounts only available in such moments. That's why this upcoming decade could be the last window for you to make a strategic move, building a solid foundation for your future. Throughout history, successful investors have said their biggest gains happened when everyone else around them was panicking, but they saw beyond the chaos. Today, with easy access to information and investment platforms, this chance is open to all who are willing to learn and take action. In this video, I'll also share stories of people who made a fortune by swimming against the tide, along with tools to help you go from theory to real practice. Now, let's dive into practical strategies that can make all the difference to your wealth. First lesson: smart diversification. The most common mistake is trying to play it safe, by just keeping money in the bank or always investing in the same assets. With global volatility, today's winners look for sectors that can grow even in a crisis, like technology, healthcare, alternative energies, and defense. Second tip, always keep a share of defensive investments, like gold, REITs, and even liquid positions to jump on sales during market panics. Third lesson, learn to analyze information critically. Influencers will pop up with hot tips, but it's filtered, confirmed information based on specialist data that truly puts you one step ahead. And remember, the best opportunities are temporary. That asset that's falling might be the missing piece in your portfolio, as long as the risk is calculated and suits your profile. Let's go beyond basic recommendations and get to the crucial point: how to turn fear into positive action. What separates survivors from frontrunners is their mindset. The successful investor knows that crises reveal who really has discipline and strategy. No point looking for shortcuts. What really matters is habitually reviewing your portfolios, studying new market moves, and adapting strategies quickly without letting the headlines control your emotions. Change your perspective. See fear not as a break, but as a trigger to seek knowledge, exchange ideas in serious communities, and learn from those who've been through similar situations. Don't let paralysis and information overload drag you into inaction. Use uncertainty as fuel to grow and innovate in how you invest. Okay, you already get that knowledge is power and that the time to act is now. But where to start? Simple. Review what you have now, cut excesses, set realistic goals, and above all, create a plan for continuous learning. Free tools, serious discussion groups, and reliable reports should be your partners. Set a 30-day goal, research a new sector, talk to experts, join a webinar or a specific mentorship. Don't expect all doubts to disappear. The best times to invest are almost always surrounded by uncertainty. The important thing is to start, adjust along the way, and never, ever leave your wealth to luck. Protecting isn't enough. You have to think about growth. And for that, nothing beats having a quick action plan. Write down, what moves will you make today? Whether revising your portfolio, setting aside some funds for opportunities, digging into a less explored sector, or seeking passive income alternatives. That first step, no matter how small, already puts you ahead of the majority waiting for ideal conditions to act. Adopt an active posture. Always ask yourself, what can I do with the information and resources I have now to ensure a more prosperous future for my family? Remember, discipline beats genius, and commitment to your own progress opens doors that stay closed to the undecided. We're reaching the end, but the real transformation begins now, when this video finishes. All the strategies, tips, and practical examples only matter if you put them into practice with consistency. The future market belongs to those who anticipate, analyze with insight, and leave old guesswork behind. Review the main points: conscious diversification, mindset shift, continuous study plan. If you stay in your comfort zone, the best you'll do is defend against the worst. But if you want to truly prosper, it's time to be the protagonist. Write, test, share questions with others, and above all, make decisions. Remember, action is always better than paralyzing perfection. And to wrap up, the difference between prospering or falling behind in the next few years isn't just what you know, but what you do with that knowledge. The scenario of geopolitical change might seem scary, but it's also the key for those who want to build a story of freedom and abundance. Don't wait for the perfect moment or for impossible guarantees. Take your last shot now and turn risk into opportunity. If this content made sense to you and brought value, hit that like button. It shows YouTube you want more practical and quick tips. Share this video with someone who needs to wake up to the hidden chances in this uncertain scenario. And tell me in the comments, what's your biggest question or next step to invest in chaotic times? I'll personally answer the best ones and might even bring your question to a new video. Your voice makes all the difference here. Let's make this change happen together.